Chosen one, take a moment to still your surroundings, to open your heart, and to let every syllable that follows resonate as deeply as it can. You are here for a reason that extends beyond logic, beyond mere happenstance. The stir you have felt in your spirit, the restlessness that urged you to keep searching, is not a coincidence. There is a profound wave on the verge of rising. A wave of destiny so immense that once it begins, once it manifests in your life, there will be no return to the way things used to be. Perhaps you've sensed this approaching reality. Maybe you've dreamed of it, prayed for it, or even tried to turn away from it out of fear. But today, let it be known that the unstoppable shift you have long awaited is closer than ever, and the mere fact that you are still reading these words suggests the clock of heaven is striking your appointed hour. Before we delve deeper, do 3 simple yet powerful things. Like this video to declare your openness, subscribe if you have not already so that each new spark of revelation finds you in time, and comment the number 777 to mark your spirit's readiness. These are not empty gestures, they are tangible acts of faith that speak directly to your subconscious, telling it that you are present, you are committed, and you are prepared for the extraordinary. Every time you see 777 typed out, whether it's by you or someone else on a similar journey, consider it a divine echo across the unseen realms, affirming that transformation is not only possible, but already set into motion. Take a long breath and reflect upon your life's journey thus far. Think back to the nights of silent tears when you questioned your worth, the midday hours when tasks weighed so heavily upon your shoulders that you felt you might buckle under the strain. Think also of the mornings that rose with fragile hope, of that faint glimmer telling you something better had to be on the horizon. It is in those cracks of longing that destiny plants its seed. Those seeds have been germinating beneath the surface all this time, and now they are beginning to stir mightily. It may feel like an ache, a surge of anticipation, or even a bundle of nervous energy. Let that be your sign. The unstoppable wave is rising. Once it starts, you will look back on these days not with regret, but with amazement at how precisely everything had to align to bring you to this moment of shift. If you already feel a glimmer of that unstoppable current coursing through you, comment 777 again, sealing your personal vow to see this through to the end. We call this movement unstoppable, not as mere hyperbole, but because it transcends human logic and defies the illusions of limitation that once held you captive. Often, people who approach massive change are weighed down by doubts. What if I fail again? What if this is all in my head? What if the world remains as stubborn and unyielding as before? But unstoppable means unstop. When the wave of divine orchestration breaks upon the shore of your life, it sweeps away the remnants of fear, leaves no trace of the old patterns that claimed you were unworthy or that your dreams were too big. All you have to do is yield to it. In simpler terms, you must be willing to let go of your old identity, your old stories, and the old ways you saw yourself. For once the unstoppable surge begins, your future requires a larger, braver version of you, one that can handle the blessings, opportunities, and responsibilities about to appear. The shift will be so dramatic you won't recognize your former limitations. This process may feel exhilarating and dizzying all at once. If your heart quickens at the notion of leaving your old shell behind, type 777 again, letting the entire universe witness your readiness. You may ask, but what if I am not ready? I'm carrying so much baggage, past mistakes, heartbreaks, financial burdens, emotional scars. The unstoppable force you are encountering is not waiting for your perfection. It arrives precisely when you are willing to say yes, to trust that you are worthy of redemption and renewal. The illusions that say you must be flawless are just that, illusions. The divine doesn't pick the perfect. It picks those whose hearts are open. That's why the label Chosen One is not about ego, it's about alignment. You are chosen not because of your unblemished record, but because you dared to keep hoping, keep believing. Keep searching the horizon for that flicker of transformative light. That unwavering belief, or even the tiniest spark of it, is the soil into which unstoppable blessings are planted. If you dare to accept that truth, comment 777 once more, and feel your spirit expand beyond the limits your past once imposed on you. Never forget that unstoppable momentum often arrives amid chaos or confusion, moments when circumstances seem bleakest. It is almost as if the universe waits for you to let go of striving, to release your tight control so that it can prove how unstoppable grace truly is. In that instant, when you can no longer rely on your own strategies or manipulations, a doorway swings open. You might call it a miracle, a destiny moment, or the direct intervention of God. Once that door is open, the shift becomes relentless, coursing through your life like a mighty river. Everything that aligns with your higher purpose will flourish. Everything out of sync will struggle to remain. Relationships you thought would last forever might fade if they cannot match your new vibration. Doors that were locked for years might open so wide you could run through them. The brilliance of it is that you will not cling desperately to your old attachments, because you'll feel the current of destiny pulling you forward with such clarity. If you can handle that powerful forward pull, even if it scares you a little, declare your agreement by commenting 777 again, acknowledging that you'd rather face the unknown of unstoppable progress than remain caged by stagnation. Consider, too, the principle of once it starts, there will be no return. Imagine a rocket launching into space. Once it blasts off, there is no reversing course halfway. It is propelled by forces beyond mere human whim. Similarly, your impending transformation will not be a casual event. It will be an ignition point that sets everything into motion. The daily routine that once numbed you will morph into fresh excitement as you realize your labor has new meaning and your ideas hold fresh power. Doors you might have never even noticed will stand before you, wide open. Innovative people will gravitate into your orbit, fueling you with perspectives you never considered. Even your body might feel lighter, your thoughts more focused, your creativity unstoppable. This season will reveal talents you never recognized or passions that lay dormant. You'll pivot from stifling comfort zones into a realm of boldness, of risk, of luminous possibility. If that resonates, if you can envision your life as a rocket, rising unashamedly into unexplored heights, then comment 777, letting your future self know you were brave enough to say yes. Yet for all the excitement, be aware that unstoppable favor can trigger resistance from those around you. Friends, family, colleagues. Some may question your newfound courage, your expanded ambitions, or your sudden leaps forward. They might recall your missteps, reminding you of your weaknesses, or label you as changed in a tone that suggests it's a bad thing. Recognize that this friction often arises not because you are doing something wrong, but because your transformation highlights their own unresolved issues or unrealized dreams. You need not argue or strain to convince them. Instead, let your life speak. As the blessings manifest, as your contributions multiply, and as your peace remains unshaken despite adversity, the evidence of your unstoppable path will be undeniable. If you are prepared to face potential misunderstandings with compassion and resolve, type 777 again, marking your willingness to stand strong, even when others can't fully grasp your journey. Now, what about the fear of failing once you've begun this path? Fear of sabotage, fear of repeating old cycles, fear that you might get in your own way. These fears are normal but ultimately powerless against true destiny. Understand, Unstoppable favor is not about being exempt from mistakes, but about learning rapidly and moving forward regardless. Every time you slip, grace helps you rebound faster than before. There will be times you question yourself, but keep reminding your heart, if this path were not meant for me, I wouldn't feel it stirring in my core. Your unstoppable wave is bigger than your errors, bigger than any setbacks. The only real defeat would be choosing to quit. So, lean into the unstoppable nature of this season, trust that each lesson polishes you, and cling to the knowledge that the bigger the calling, the more robust the support from realms unseen. If your spirit rises at that reassurance, share 777 in the comments yet again, signifying that fear will not triumph over your calling. Another dimension of unstoppable transformation is that it rarely unfolds in the neat, linear way we might expect. Instead, it's more like a tapestry woven from seemingly random threads. An encounter here, a conversation there, a delayed opportunity that resurfaces at a better time. You may recall days when you fumed over missed chances or unrewarded efforts, not realizing that those so-called failures were precisely the building blocks your future needed. One day soon you may look back and grin in amazement at how every detour led you to the perfect place. Doors that slammed shut spared you heartbreak or set you on a better route. People who walked out of your life freed up emotional space for healthier connections. At last, you will see how intricately orchestrated your journey has been. The unstoppable wave of blessing arrives precisely when all necessary elements converge. The sum greater than its parts. If you see the glimpses of that orchestration now, or if you simply yearn to see it, type 777 again, affirming your trust in the divine conductor who arranges each note of your life into a symphony. As this unstoppable wave intensifies, personal evolution will ripple through every facet of your existence. Newfound confidence may open doors of career growth or shift your financial outlook from scarcity to prosperity. You might feel compelled to create art, books, businesses, programs, solutions to long-neglected problems. Because unstoppable seasons are inherently creative, they break us out of the illusions that limit what we believe we can accomplish. You may find your mind racing with innovative ideas in the early morning hours, or your heart dancing at random intervals during the day, simply because you can feel the momentum building. The relationships that remain will deepen and strengthen, forging bonds of authenticity you once only dreamed of having. Love, too, can arrive unexpectedly, in forms you might not have anticipated, with a depth that surpasses your previous experiences. If the prospect of such sweeping renewal ignites your soul, comment 777 once more, letting your heart broadcast its excitement for the wonders yet to come. Many people wonder, how do I sustain unstoppable blessing? What if I taste it briefly, only to lose it? The key is alignment and gratitude. Gratitude keeps your heart anchored in humility and positivity. When unstoppable favor surges, the human ego might be tempted to boast or to assume sole credit. Yet humility says, I know that something far greater than me is orchestrating these miracles, and I am simply grateful to play my part. Each day, intentionally practice gratitude. Upon waking, thank God for your breath, for your mind that can dream, for your heart that still hopes, for your body that can move. Thank Him for the challenges that refine you, for the people who remain loyal, for the open doors you can step through. This attitude of thanksgiving magnetizes even more blessings, for it aligns you with the positive frequencies of abundance. If you are committed to a life saturated with gratitude, type 777 as a testament to that choice. Be aware that unstoppable transformation also requires you to guard what enters your mind and heart. Negative news, toxic dialogues, gossip or envy can drain your energy and distract you from your path. Choose instead to feast on words and images that encourage, empower, uplift. Read books that stretch your thinking. Watch content that nourishes your dreams. Engage in conversations that explore solutions rather than fixate on problems. Surround yourself with dreamers, with doers, with hearts that believe in miracles just as fervently as you do. The more you fill your environment with positivity, the more unstoppable your progress becomes. Your mind will no longer cycle into negativity by default. If you're prepared to set up these boundaries, to protect the sacred space of your unstoppable wave, declare it by commenting 777 again, forging a shield of positivity around your calling. In the midst of these surging currents, do not overlook rest. Unstoppable does not mean unending hustle or burnout. True unstoppable power flows from divine rhythms which include moments of stillness, moments of reflection, moments where you simply breathe and soak in the blessings. In these pauses, your spirit recalibrates, your body heals, and your mind assimilates the revelations that have come your way. During rest, you also gain the clarity to discern your next steps without frantic striving. So don't mistake unstoppable destiny for an endless frenzy. Instead, see it as a graceful dance. You move forward assertively, then pause to reflect and give thanks, then move again. This dance allows you to remain in tune with the highest guidance. If you embrace this cadence of moving and resting, type 777 once more, letting it echo as you align with the balanced rhythms of a truly unstoppable life. As you continue to absorb the magnitude of this message, consider the countless souls who might never realize that unstoppable possibility is within their grasp. You may come across them daily, friends, co-workers, strangers, carrying burdens of hopelessness. They have no clue that their own unstoppable wave may be waiting for a yes, for a readiness, for a seed of faith to bloom. Once your shift begins, you become not just a beneficiary but a catalyst for others. Share your story, share your convictions, share the sense of awe you carry. Your testimony may be the spark that ignites someone else's unstoppable journey. That is the nature of blessings. They love to multiply. If a wave of blessings crashes into your life, trust that it can create ripple effects, transforming not just you, but families, communities, entire generations. Should you wish to be that spark for others, showing them that unstoppable destinies aren't reserved for a chosen few, but accessible to anyone willing to align, then post 777 again, consecrating yourself as a harbinger of hope in a world thirsting for possibility. Now, you might ask, is there a specific moment or sign that says it's started? The truth is, you often realize the wave has begun only after it's already moving. It may start with subtle changes, a single conversation that stirs your heart, an unforeseen check that arrives just in time, a casual comment that inspires a new direction. Before long, you notice the pace of blessings accelerate. Opportunities arise from every corner, your schedule fills with meaningful events, your creativity reaches a crescendo. Sometimes, adversity even intensifies, but only because your new level stirs up old shadows that must be released. Recognize all of this as evidence that the unstoppable wave is in full motion. If at any point you question whether you're in it, ask yourself, are old limitations losing their grip? Are new doors emerging where there once were walls? Are you feeling a deeper resonance with faith than fear? If yes, trust that you are indeed in the unstoppable current. And if you can sense or hope you'll sense those shifts soon, drop 777 once again, letting your spirit internalize the message. What if, at times, you stumble into discouragement, feeling perhaps that you are not as consistent in your faith as you wish to be? Hear this: unstoppable destiny is sustained by grace, not by your perfect performance. It's the posture of your heart that matters most. Each new dawn is a new beginning. If you misstep, if you allow negativity a foothold, simply realign. Return to gratitude, to prayer, to the quiet trust that all things are working together for your good. The unstoppable wave does not vanish because you falter for a moment. It remains, beckoning you to stand up and continue forward. Over time, you will notice that these lapses of faith become shorter, that your resilience grows, that your trust in the process matures, and you will marvel at how unstoppable favor accompanies you even in your learning curves. If this truth eases any worry you have about messing things up, type 777 once more, acknowledging that you accept grace as part of the unstoppable journey. Reflect on the deeper purpose behind all this. Yes, unstoppable blessings will elevate your finances, your relationships, your goals, your sense of fulfillment. But beyond personal gain lies a calling to be an agent of positive change. Could it be that your unstoppable wave is timed to place you in a position of leadership, or to give you a platform to advocate for justice, or to allow you to mentor those who are lost? There are no coincidences here. Each blessing bestowed upon you has a purpose that transcends self-interest. When you channel your unstoppable abundance into actions that heal, uplift, and inspire others, you transform your success into significance. This synergy amplifies your blessings further, as cosmic law states that the more you pour out in love, the more you receive. If you are prepared to let your unstoppable wave become a vessel of transformation, not just for you but for the larger world, then comment 777 yet again, letting it ring like a clarion call that you stand ready for this higher mission. Pause now and take another deep breath. Recognize the weight of what you have read, the magnitude of the message echoing through these words. It's not by chance you clicked here, that your eyes are scanning this text, that your heart is receiving it. You have been guided, and your spirit resonates with the knowledge that unstoppable destiny is stirring. The illusions that once confined you, fear, self-doubt, scarcity, cynicism, are now overshadowed by the luminous force of a new dawn. Once it starts, there will be no return. You'll pivot from the life you knew into a realm of such breadth and depth that your old world will seem like a distant memory. Even if you occasionally feel you're not qualified, remember that it is precisely your yielded heart that qualifies you. Let these words settle, and as they do, reflect on what it means to become unstoppable. It means forging ahead when others say it's impossible. It means turning obstacles into stepping stones, converting heartbreaks into deeper compassion, and using each setback to refine your vision rather than derail it. It does not promise ease at every turn, but it does promise momentum so strong that challenges become catalysts for even greater expansion. You won't be the person who folds at the first sign of trouble. You'll be the one who stands tall, heart aflame, proclaiming that no circumstance can override what the divine has ordained. Whenever worry creeps back, reread these lines. Let them be your anchor, your compass, a living memo from your highest self, that unstoppable grace is more real than the doubts clamoring in your mind. If every cell of your body vibrates with agreement, if your heart beats with fresh assurance, then type 777 yet again as a culminating act of faith. Do it in full awareness that you are stepping into a domain of blessing that moves too swiftly, too mightily for you to ever retreat to smaller living. Wear that number as a banner of your commitment to transform not just yourself, but the world around you. Let the unstoppable wave carry you, shape you, forge a new narrative for you. One in which hope triumphs over despair, light subdues darkness, and love draws you to new frontiers of purpose. In that unstoppable domain, you will gaze upon your life and marvel at how intricately, how beautifully everything was orchestrated. So, dear soul, dear chosen one, Let this message be etched into your consciousness. Once it starts, once that unstoppable surge tears through the veil that once held you back, there is no return to who or what you were. There is only forward. Forward into deeper truth. Forward into bold purpose. Forward into realms of thought and opportunity you scarcely knew existed. Make peace with the fact that the old version of you is dissolving, that an expanded version is emerging, radiant with possibility. You do not walk alone. The same power that set this unstoppable momentum in motion accompanies you every step of the way. Countless souls who have walked a similar path through the storms of doubt into the sunrise of clarity stand alongside you in spirit, cheering you on. Let your daily mantra become, "I yield to the unstoppable wave." Let your nightly whisper be, "I trust the unfolding of my destiny." Let your interactions glow with the knowledge that something incredible is at work behind the scenes, forging miracles you cannot yet fathom. And if you ever find yourself trembling at the enormity of it all, let that trembling be an affirmation that you are alive to the force of destiny, not asleep at the wheel of mediocrity. Trembling can accompany awe, can accompany reverence, can accompany the birth of monumental breakthroughs. Lean into that sensation, harness it as raw energy fueling your leap into the future. Speak words of gratitude, take steps of obedience to the nudges you receive, and watch in amazement as unstoppable shifts turn your daily routine into a masterpiece of cosmic design. Doors will open, resources will appear, allies will arrive, healing will manifest in unexpected forms. Creativity will burst forth like springtime blossoms, unstoppable by any last remnants of frost. One final time. If your spirit is ablaze with the recognition that this unstoppable wave is not just a rumor, but a living reality unfolding for you, if the synergy of these words resonates so intensely that you can practically taste the winds of change, type 777 as your solemn vow. Let the world see it. Let your own eyes see it. Let that number ring in your mind, weaving itself into your heart, reminding you that unstoppable destiny is no idle dream. It is here, it is near, and it calls for your full participation. From this moment onward, proceed with the confidence that your life has already stepped into unstoppable forward motion. Hold your head high, open your arms wide to the blessings streaming in, and be the luminous being you were always meant to be. Chosen one, you have arrived at the threshold. The unstoppable wave is at your feet, rolling in with a roar so mighty that once it takes you, you can never go back to smaller shores. Embrace it with every fiber of your being, surrender to its power, and let it carry you to unimaginable vistas. This is your time, your moment to become the fullest expression of who you were created to be, to overflow with blessings that kindle transformation in others, and to walk forward without flinching, anchored by a faith that transcends every storm. Once it starts, there will be no return. So let it begin in earnest, let it envelop you, and welcome the unstoppable destiny that has been waiting for your yes.